Good morning. It's time for Friday Fab Five. I'm Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor. We do this every Friday at 9:30 a.m. I go live to share 5 of my favorite things with you all. And today I have 2 things that are going to be really great Father's Day gifts. Per my husband's recommendation specifically. I've also got a couple of things that one is something you can decorate your front porch with, and one is something you can use when you're painting and crafting. So I hope that you'll join me on today's Friday Fab Five. If you're here, drop a comment. Let me know who's here while I'm getting the links connected in the background, because once I get this connected, all you're going to have to do is comment the word link and it will send you all of the links to the things that I'm talking about today. Okay, it's now connected. So you can comment link now and it will send you the links to the things that you're interested in. I've also got the template club that I'm going to be talking about toward the end of this. So if you are a current template club subscriber, you'll be hearing about the changes that we've implemented. If you are not a template club subscriber, you're in for a real treat because we've completely revamped it, new and improved. And so I'm excited to talk to you about all of that. Good morning, Lynn. I see Katie's here. Hello, Diana and Wanda. Good morning, Brenda. Hello, Rhonda, Diana, and Trisha watching on YouTube, and Angel's here on YouTube. Hey, Miss Pam. Do we have big plans this weekend? I was going to say we should all wish Michael a happy birthday, but he's not actually here this morning. He has gone to eat breakfast with his mom for his birthday, but he turned the big 42 today. I was like, 42. It's crazy to think to me that he and I started dating when I was 16 and he was 17. I'm like, oh my goodness, we've been together 25 years, married for 20 of those, but we started dating 25 years ago. That's a quarter of a century. How am I getting that old? I don't feel like I'm this old. In my brain, I feel like we've been together maybe like 12 years, more than 10, not quite 15. I don't know, but it flies by. But then you think about the fact that we now have an adult child. He's 18. So it just blows through, goes by too fast. Good morning, Miss Mary. She said she just drug herself out of bed. I hopped out of bed this morning and the sun was shining. And then about 30 minutes later, the heavens opened up and it was dark and cloudy and pouring buckets of rain. Now the sun is trying to come back out again. So I don't know what's going on with the weather today. Everybody's saying happy birthday to Michael. I will pass it along to him when he gets back from his breakfast with his mom. Pam says you were married at 17 and you just celebrated 50 yesterday. Goals, marriage goals. Thank you for sharing that. I definitely hope to be able to get to 50 one day. We passed 20 last year, so we'll be married 21 years this year. You said, Lori said, I'm sad I missed your blank sale last night on Whatnot. Y'all, that was the best Whatnot sale we've had so far. And every single sale, I say to myself, like, is this one going to be as good as the last one? Are they going to still be excited about these mystery boxes? Will they still bid on these items? And then I just keep finding things to like throw in there that's a little different from the last sale and it keeps it fresh. And y'all, last night was the best sale we've ever had. And it was the shortest sale. It was like an hour and a half long. And my mom, but I think that was because my mom was here to help me. Somebody said link isn't working. Is it that way for everybody or just Barbara? Let me know. But my mom was here to help me. So each time we started a new item, she like just passed it to me and it kept me moving super fast. So we were rolling auction to auction to auction and it was so quick. So it was awesome. And I'm excited to do it again. I'm planning on doing another sale probably later this month, possibly after the Painters Clubhouse cruise, maybe before, depending on my timing. But that one will be selling painted door hangers. So if you're not a crafter, or if you are and you want one of my pan painted originals, I have been signing the back of them. I need to pick a date, but all you have to do is subscribe to me on Whatnot. And here, I'll put the link down in the comments. You can subscribe to me on Whatnot and it will like notify you when I schedule a new show or when I'm live for a show. Okay, link's working. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's just a lot of fun. We auction things off, but last night we had a ton of buy it now items, meaning you're not having to bid, you can just purchase. And these were things that we had like a lot of stock on that we were looking to reduce our stock. So we marked some of these items down as much as 75% off. So we had like the 3D lettering from our Highland Cow workshop that said welcome on one side, red, white, and moo on the other. Those had normally been selling for $20 in our shop for the words only. We did a flash sale last night and sold them for $7.50. So if you're not following me on Whatnot, you are missing out. Some of these ladies really raked it in last night, and I told y'all I wasn't going to ship any of this until like Saturday, maybe Sunday. But my mom was here to help me last night. And when it wrapped up, she was like, that was fun. She said, do you want to get a head start on shipping some of this? And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead. We didn't finish shipping till 11 p.m. last night. 121 orders. And with both of us doing it, took a while, but we got it done. So I'm like, good. I don't have to work on Saturday. So that's great. Cynthia missed the sale last night. You were at your grandbaby's home. Oh, well, that's great that you were able to spend time with them. Tina said, I'll be 30 years for my husband in December. Congratulations to you too. Do you have a link for Whatnot? Yeah, I dropped it in the comments up above. I'll do it one more time for those of you that missed it. So it's this right here. Click this. And if you've never downloaded the Whatnot app before, it is actually going to apply a $15 credit to your account to use on your first Whatnot purchase. But if you've already downloaded the app before and created an account, it doesn't work. It only works like the first time you download it. Okay, let's move into our Friday Fab 5 items. Like I said, I've got two things that are great for Father's Day. I've got something for the crafters, and I've got something for your front porch. And then we're going to talk about Template Club. Oh, and just a reminder, last night on the Whatnot sale, somebody asked about SA Live tickets. In-person SA Live tickets are only going to be available from now until July 11th. July 11th is your last day to buy an in-person ticket for SA Live if you want to come to Destin in October. If you're wanting a virtual ticket, those go on sale July 10th. July 10th. So mark that in your calendar. And that's to Painters Clubhouse members. If you're not a Painters Clubhouse member, you can purchase your virtual ticket July 12th. All right, let's move into it. Good morning, Teresa. She said, I want to thank you for the PC gift. You're welcome. I'm so glad. Okay, first item. This may seem a little odd, but this morning I was like, Michael, what would be a good Father's Day gift? And he immediately pulled these out of his pocket and he said, and I'm like, well, duh, because I see him use these all the time. This little deal is only 5 inches long. They come in different sizes. This is the 125, meaning 125 millimeters or 5-inch size. They're not cheap, y'all. They're like $30 just for this little pair of pliers. But he said they're not cheaply made. He said they are high quality. Actually says made in Germany on the side of this. And they come in different sizes, but he likes this little 5-inch one because it fits perfectly in your pocket. But it's like an adjustable wrench thingy. I don't know tools, but it's called a Nipix. And he said he'll use it for just about everything. He'll use it to like grab a hold of a screw head that's stuck and pull it out, or, adjust something. Like anytime I'm like, can you help me with this? I feel like he pulls these out of his pocket to get something unstuck that's like stuck on or whatever. And they're just kind of like the everyday handy in your pocket tool that you can use for a lot of different things. So if you have a husband or a father in your life who you think might enjoy these, like I said, they're like $30. They're not cheap, but they're an excellent brand. He carries them in his pocket every single day. Actually, sometimes he carries 2 or 3 of these in his pocket in different sizes, which I'm like, why do you need multiple sizes? I don't know. So anyway, I told him I would share those with you. Barb said, did the door hanger ship out from that auction? Yes, they have shipped. So you should be able to check your tracking. Angel says, I love my companion pack. Can't wait to paint. And Teresa says, happy birthday, Michael. Thank you. He turned 42 today. So that's item number 1. Comment link if you want the links to anything. You can't comment link on YouTube though, Rhonda. You'll have to click the link in the video description. The link button or the commenting link only works on Facebook. Okay, moving right along to item number 2. This is a palette paper pad. Hang on, I've got mine right over here. I actually got mine at Walmart, but they have them on Amazon. This one on Amazon I think is $7.99. It's literally a pad of paper, and one side of the paper is waxy. And so the benefit to using this is that it's a non-porous surface. So your paint is going to move around really easily. It's not going to soak into the paper. It's not going to dry out nearly as fast. And so if you're blending and mixing colors, this is really handy to have. You can rip a sheet off of here, or you can hold it on the palette like this if you're painting. and then you can just throw the paper away at the end. So I like that it's disposable and really convenient. Do any of you guys use these? I actually used it yesterday when I was painting. I wadded it up and threw it away. Let's see if I can pull it out of the trash and show you. Oh, some of it has already begun to run off the palette after I did that. But you can see that I was kind of using a blend of blues and turquoises. And so I would kind of squirt a little bit here and there and kind of blend them together and play with the colors. And so that was really helpful. So while I do love my ice cube trays for holding paint, and sometimes I use the lids for mixing, I really like this for blending and shading and trying to like mix your colors together. So the ice cube trays are great for keeping your colors separated, but sometimes you want to like test blending a couple colors. So if you're painting something that has a lot of blended colors, the palette paper is the way to go. Jacqueline said, my mama introduced me to these sheets years ago. I love them. I'm trying to think who introduced me to them. I was watching somebody. It might have been Lisbeth Stoll or Christy Hawkins, one of the two of them. They use a lot of blended colors in their artwork. And I was watching one of their tutorials and I was like, what is that? I had never heard of it. So I'm assuming some of you have probably never heard of this as well, because if you're a crafter who's stepped into the art world, you may have never heard of this. But for those of you who've been doing art for a long time, this is nothing new. Teresa says, I love the palette for mixing. Does anybody else use these? Oh, something else they're really great for. I ripped out a sheet or two and brought with me when I went on my cruise last January, because I knew I was going to be doing a little bit of painting on the cruise. And so if you're going to be painting somewhere and you're taking your bottles of paint and you don't want to have to like find a paper plate to paint on or something like that, just take a couple sheets of this and you can use that as your palette. So it's really handy. You thought I was going to say Bob Ross. Bob probably did use something like this back in the day. I don't even know. Okay, next item on the Friday Fab 5 list. I stumbled across this while I was looking for something else on Amazon, and I haven't ordered one yet, but I need to. It's these flower rugs on Amazon, and they have a couple of different ones. They actually have one, too, that's like a turquoise teal mandala. But they also have this patriotic sunflower, which I love. How great would she look with Lola on the door, patriotic Lola? And then they have one that's just a regular sunflower. So I'm kind of thinking I might need both of these. Tammy says, I need those. Which one do you want? The patriotic or the classic sunflower? Are the palette papers expensive? This sheet for 50 sheets was $7.99 on Amazon. I don't know what I paid at Walmart, but it is at Walmart on my crafting aisle. So that's where I got this one. You found some at the Dollar Tree? Really? Palette paper at the Dollar Tree? Tammy says she needs both also. Me too, Tammy. What I will do, instead of setting the rug down just like this, I will probably throw like a larger rug down underneath this. And then this will go on top of, like that way you have a bit of a layered effect. So I might try that. Elizabeth really likes the patriotic one. Raynette says classic sunflower. Pam says, my friend is an art teacher. She paints with e.l.f. makeup brushes. The girls on TikTok who do all the banner painting all use the e.l.f. makeup brushes. So I'm like, I just need to go to Walmart and get a variety pack of the e.l.f. makeup brushes, because they make great mop brushes, and mop brushes hold a lot of paint. And when you're painting on a banner, you need that paint to go far because the paper is soaking it up so fast. So having the mop brush really helps. It makes it go further. Angel wants both of these rugs. Stacy said, I think I saw Cindy Manley use palette paper. You probably did. She's been painting a long time. Christy said, I bought that sunflower art at Michael's for $7.99 in the fall. Do you think they'll have them again this season? Because it's probably a whole lot cheaper for $7.99. I think it's more than this on Amazon. You like both of them? Brenda likes both. She said, I have found the palette paper at Dollar Tree. I like to blend with it. I will have to keep an eye out at my Dollar Tree. Gina says, Wet n Wild brand brushes are great. Okay. I just need to buy a cheap set of makeup brushes is what it sounds like. All right. Next item on the Fab 5 list is the Executioner, which also looks like a tennis racket, which I find absolutely hilarious. The handle of it is shaped exactly like a tennis racket. It's got a little button right here on the side. And so you depress, I don't have batteries in this one. This one's brand new. But you depress the button, the light lights up, and you know you're activated. So if a fly comes by, you just, and you'll hear a very satisfying pop, like a snap. You know those snaps that kids play with on 4th of July that you throw against the ground and they make that satisfying, crisp little, like a little snap sound? I really sound dumb right now trying to replicate it with my mouth, but you know what I'm talking about? That pop, that little snap that it makes when you throw the snap against the ground. That's exactly what it sounds like when you swat a bug with these things. And I didn't realize how fun this was. You have this bug zapper. Yeah, it's so fun. My husband has the Executioner Pro. Don't you just love their marketing? Says the strongest executioner yet. 2-year quibble warranty. Totally redesigned zapper. Biggest zapper. Preferred single layer technology means better zap rate. Blah, blah, blah. What was I going to say about this? Oh, twice now, my kids, Charlie and Brett, on different occasions were out at the shop for a little while. Like I sent them out there to do a quick chore, like feed the shop cats or something. And 20 minutes later, they finally come back in the house and I'm like, did something go wrong? Why were you out there so long? And they're like, oh, I was playing with the bug zapper. We have a lot of bugs out there, because a lot of flies out there, because I'm guessing because the cat litter box is in the shop and, you know, it doesn't get cleaned out super often. And both times the kids picked this thing up and started playing with it. So Michael was talking to me about something while I was out there one day, and I picked this thing up and I was just messing around and I looked and there was a fly and I swatted at it and I heard that snap and I was like, oh, that was fun. The way it sounds, the snappy little sound it makes it addicting. And then he's like, I should have recorded this, because for the next 5 minutes or more, I'm like running around the shop, swinging this thing like a maniac, trying to catch mosquitoes and flies and all the things. And you have to be kind of quick, because you can't like smack something kind of like you smack with a fly swat. You can't do that or it'll break, right? So you gotta catch them midair. And I was running around doing that, and he's like, I really wish I'd been videotaping just now. He goes, this would be great TikTok content. So great Father's Day gift, fun gift, really great. It would be a great gag gift too, but it's also very practical. Carrie said, I have one of those. I love it. The head on my bug zapper rotates so I can get it flat. What? I didn't know they made one that rotates. Your husband would love this. Deborah said, I just bought some. Brenda has one too. Tammy says, I use mine on the porch to take out wasps. Oh, that's a good idea. I think about my grandfather, who used to sit on the front porch all the time with a fly swatter. That was like his hobby after retirement. He sat on the front porch with his sweet tea, and he would have a fan going, and he had his fly swatter handy. He would love this. Cindy said, my granddaughter would love that. She's terrified of bugs. It would be great for cicadas. Yes. And this is a cicada year is what I'm told. They only come out like every 7 years in like droves, and they're supposed to hit this year. Lisa said, I need one now. You should have heard it when I have the trapper against the window. My husband loves them. He has them at work. Darla says they're great for camping. I can imagine they would be excellent for camping. We needed these at Heidi's house this past weekend. If you didn't know, I went to my friend Heidi's house, Heidi Easley from Texas Art and Soul. She just moved to Nashville, and this was my first time visiting her in Nashville. It's about a 2-hour, 15-minute drive for me. Corey, he already has 2 or 3 of these, so don't buy him any more of them. He already has some. And so we went to her house, and she's got this greenhouse on her property, and it's called Whimsy Hollow. And we did a photo shoot out there. It was so fun. And the gnats and mosquitoes were about to pack us off at one point. So I wished I'd brought my bug zapper with me. Rhonda said, I have one and my dog is scared to death of it. I can imagine, because it makes a terrifying little pop when it gets one. Yeah, turn the kids loose with it. Everybody grab a mosquito swatter. We're just going to go handle business. All right, that's the last item on the Fab 5 list. And then the 5th item is technically our Painters Clubhouse June reveal. So take a look at all of these new designs from the Template Club. We have just completely revamped our Template Club for like 5 years now. We have always, yes, she did leave Texas. We have always released 20 new designs every month. And y'all, Let me just say, I am tired. 20 is a lot, a lot. You think of 20 designs times 12 months times 5 years, that's thousands of designs. Then you think about the fact that each design comes with 4 different sizes of PDF, 3 different kinds of laser cut files. It comes with a black and white image and a color mockup. That's a lot of files in every single zip file times 20 times 12 months a year. And so it was beginning to really wear down me, my team, my designers. And I felt like over time, we weren't able to put out our best quality. And it also got to be where we had to raise the prices because of all of the amazing file types that are in every single zip file. So individually, these templates sell for $7 on our website. And y'all, that's a really great deal for what all you get in just one template bundle. Because if you look at other templates out there on the internet that you might buy, they don't always come with the laser files. Sometimes you have to buy the laser files separately, or they don't always come with 4 sizes of PDF. And sometimes the PDFs aren't exactly like 18 inches or whatever you want them to be. They're just a random size. And so we are very particular about how we design these files. And so by going from 20 a month down to 10, it has really tightened up like how we are designing, what we are designing, the quality of what's coming out. And so instead of having a theme each week, we have a theme for each design. So if you can see that we had like a outdoor surfing lake sort of theme, we also threw in some fall designs. So it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You're also going to notice that we have a golf design that comes with an attachment that matches. So you've got a golf club and a golf ball on a tee. And so if you wanted to put a door hanger on your door, you could use that golf tee as like a porch sign attachment or a candlestick sign attachment or something like that. We also have a baseball that says, "Welcome to the dugout." And then the baseball itself, the attachment doesn't have the words on it. And so if you're ordering the wood blanks to any of these, you'll have the option on those 2 products to choose just the golf bag or to choose the golf bag plus the attachment for a little bit of a discounted bundle. You'll on the baseball one, you'll have the option of buying the baseball with the lettering in 18-inch or the baseball with no lettering in 18-inch. Or you can get the baseball with the lettering as a door hanger and the baseball attachment as a bundle. And so we are trying to really dial in what we're offering, make it higher quality, make it where it coordinates with all the things that you have that you're decorating with. Carrie says, "I love the golf set. Thank you." Gina said, "You offer an amazing option with your files for sure. You have spoiled me." I have been told that. I've been told that people have bought files in other places and they definitely didn't come with all of the file options that you get with our files. And so for those of you who are like, "Well, I don't need the laser cutting files," you might not right now, and that's okay. But when you do need the laser files, they'll be ready for you so that when you go to purchase a laser, you're like, I don't have to start over. I already have everything that I need to be successful. Let's see. Elizabeth said, "I missed the 20 templates." I know you do, Elizabeth. You've told me time and again that you're disappointed about this change, and I am sorry. But this was a much needed change for my sanity, for my team's sanity, for the longevity of the template club, to be able to continue to offer templates at a discount. This is what we had to do. And so I hope that you can forgive us for that. But I am excited about this change. And actually in June, we did offer 2 bonus designs. In addition to the fact that you're getting the golf ball tee design and all of that with the bundle, you're also getting 2 bonus designs with the split round design. So it's coming with the hello lettering. It's got an option for home sweet home and for welcome. And those are all designed to be attachment door hangers. So I'm going to be painting the one in the middle there that says home sweet home. And we're going to be putting an attachment on the bottom half of that. I'm going to be painting it not next Tuesday, 2 Tuesdays from now, June 17th. Let's see. Corey says, "I'll take the golf one, but I already want it painted and ready to hang." Of course you do, Corey. I think you need to sit down and paint it. Rhonda said, "I can just go grab mine to use it." And he runs to hide. Oh, talking about your dog. Cindy loves the bonus designs. So the difference in Template Club is we used to offer 20 designs for $42, but now we're doing 10 for $25. So it's also making this way cheaper for those of you who are thinking about joining the Template Club to step into it, because $42 is a pretty big like jump if you're not sure if you're going to use all 20 of those designs. It is a lot of work for 20 templates. For the longevity of my business, this had to happen. And so I think this is going to make it way more accessible for those of you who maybe don't need 20 template designs a month, but you would like 10 new ones to choose from. And you might not even use all 10 of these. You might use 4 or 5 right now, but you'll have these in your back pocket if a customer is like, hey, do you have any camping designs? Yep, I do. Do you have anything that would be like for somebody who likes golf? Yes, I do. I just want something that has a watermelon on it. Well, guess what? I've got this one right here. And so you can use these designs in your paint parties. If you want to have 10 new designs to offer for paint parties every month, you can use them to sell on Etsy. But I do ask that on Etsy, you definitely don't need to use the color mock-up as your like sale. You need to paint a sample is what I'm trying to say. Paint a sample and post it on Etsy and make that the one that you're selling. Sell these in your craft fairs, at your local farmer's market, on your Facebook page, whatever you want to do. And we have had customers before use like the color mock-ups without a painted sample to say, these are the new designs that we're offering in our June paint parties or whatever it is. And so that's fine. If you're offering them as like to take orders or to do something like that, just don't use them on your website or Etsy like this. But for social media purposes, and you would just need to make sure like that the Southern Adornments logo is somewhere, or that you denote that these were originally Southern Adornments designs, but that you're taking orders or doing paint parties, something like that. Angie just joined the Template Club yesterday. Congrats, Angie. You can join for just $25 a month and you get all 10 designs. So that brings these designs down to just $2.50 each instead of $7 each. Laura says, I love your templates. Thank you for making this affordable for the ones just starting out as a hobby. That was my, so the original thought behind this change was to help make this easier on my team month to month, but also to make it more accessible for those of you who are just starting out, because $42 is quite a bit, and 20 templates can be kind of overwhelming because we always think we want more, right? We want more, but then how many of you guys have gotten overwhelmed with keeping track of all your templates every month and storing them digitally and trying to organize them? That can become a little bit of a headache in and of itself. And if you don't have a system, then you're like, oh, what do I even have? I don't even know what I have. So Vicki says, you're amazing and have worked hard to provide us with tons of fun. I appreciate that. Brenda loves the new template. She really likes the color of the home stacked pumpkins. Yeah, that's not normal colors that I would choose, right? But I didn't design that one. One of our designers did. And she's really good at picking out like a color palette to kind of go with the trends and the seasons. And I think that's a really beautiful color palette that she used on that one. I want to point out a couple of quick things here. On the pumpkin that you see on there, it's got a spot for a monogram in the middle of the pumpkin. You could put a monogram there, or you could leave it without a monogram, your choice. So let's go through them real quick. At the top left, we have Life is Better at the Lake. And then I like how the lettering is scooted over to the side just a bit. That allows space for like a bow or some greenery down the side or something like that. The top middle says sun, surf, sea, salt, and sand. All the favorite 5 S's. So if you are a fan of the beach or anything like that, summery, I think this would be a really cool beach sign. Also, the way the lettering is designed, if you don't want to do this on a round, I think it could be really cool on like a reclaimed piece of wood and make it look really weathered, like a beach sign. That could be really cool. Then, of course, we've got the stacked pumpkins that spell out home. We've got our golf bag with the golf tee. We've got welcome to our dugout and a sample ball with no lettering. We've got the pumpkin with the monogram. Down at the bottom, we've got this is how we roll with a little camper in the middle. I feel like this one could be really versatile. So right now she's got it with a little bit of like a deserty looking theme with a desert sky and desert ground. But Think of how you could modify this one to fit where you like to go camping. Would you put mountains in the background if you go to the Smoky Mountains? Would you put like a lake off in the distance? Or would you do wildflowers everywhere? There's lots of ways you could customize this to make it really feel personalized. Right next to that one, we've got one that says "See you at the beach," kind of punny because "see" is spelled S-E-A. And at the bottom, it's got a cute little clamshell and some greenery. This would be really pretty in like a bathroom that's themed for the ocean or mermaids or something like that. Then we've got the watermelon with a little bit of a squirt coming out of it. Super cute. You could customize this with some fun lettering or just add a cute bow at the top. And then we've got the design that has 3 different lettering options: hello, home sweet home, and welcome. And at the bottom in small letters, it says add attachment here. So the bottom half of the design is made to hold a 6-inch attachment. And I'm going to be painting the home sweet home with that one on June 17th live with you guys. Lori said, you should teach us how to keep our templates filed on the computer so we know how to find all of them. That's a really good idea, Lori. Maybe we'll do a Facebook Live on that one day, and I'll come up with a system that you guys could use and implement to organize all of your template designs. It probably would require you to spend a little bit of time like sorting through them. But once you do it, it would be easy to maintain because each month when you get 10 new designs, you would just have to spend 5 minutes or less dragging and dropping them into appropriate folders. So if you guys would like that idea, we can definitely do that. Brenda says, storage can be especially hard when you've been in Template Club forever. I feel like we need a Chat GPT prompt that would, I don't know. I feel like AI could make this so easy for us down the road. Maybe not right now, but AI is getting better and better every day. We need to tell ChatGPT to go in and organize all of our files. But right now, I would be nervous to set it loose in there and it might mess things up. Melissa said, I forget how you showed us to attach the magnet for attachments on our door hangers. So the magnet goes on the door hanger or the candlestick stand in this case. And then the metal discs are adhesive on the back. They're linked in my Amazon favorites. I'll drop that link down below. And they're just little metal discs. They come in different sizes, but they have a 3M adhesive on them. So you just peel the little sticker off, pop it on, and then it's ready to attach to your magnet. What other questions? Gina says, I struggle with organizing my files. This is a great idea. Okay, I will start brainstorming on this now. Darla says, is the Template Club the same price to join? Is the Template Club? It's $25 now instead of $42. And so for all of you who are current Template Club subscribers, your price has been automatically adjusted to suit the new rate. So if you're concerned about that at all, feel free to email customer service at info@southernadornamentsdecor.com. But there's nothing to worry about. They've already adjusted it for you. So you've already begun saving immediately. Other questions. Laura says, do you have a video on laser cutters? I'm considering purchasing one, but don't want a real large, expensive one. Well, Laura, I actually have my Thunder Laser Nova 24 for sale. I don't know where you're located, but I'm in Benton, Kentucky. And we currently have it for sale for $5,750. So $5,750. And that has come down. I think we originally were asking $6,500 for it. And it comes with a wood cart for it to sit on. And so it can be rolled in and out of your garage or wherever you're working with it. But I have lots of videos on laser cutters from way back, but most of them are like shorts, like YouTube shorts or TikTok styles or reel videos. I might have a few videos on my YouTube channel, but I do have some blog posts about lasers. So if you want to check those out, I'm going to link my blog down below. Also, there's a search bar at the top of the blog, and you can just type in lasers, and it will bring up all the blog posts about laser machines. But the Thunder Laser Nova 24 was my second laser machine. I started with a Glowforge and quickly outgrew it. I felt like it was too small and too slow. And I needed something that I felt like I needed to get out of my craft room. And so, but if you have to have something for a craft room, the Glowforge is a great option because it's small enough to fit right in your craft room. Oh, yes. Painters Clubhouse members do get a discount, Darla. So go to the discounts tab in the Painters Clubhouse library and check there. Okay. Any other questions before we go? But Laura, if you're interested in the Nova 24, just shoot me a private message or a DM or something, and I can send you some more information about it. I did also share the marketplace listing for it on my personal Tamara Bennett Facebook page. Terry says, I have a We Create vision. I've never heard of that. She said, it's still in the box. Oh, no. All right, y'all. That's all I got for you today on Friday Fab 5. Come join me in the clubhouse for our clubhouse powwow at 10:15. I'll see y'all soon. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be out of town all next week. I'm going to Cancun. Never been to Cancun before. I'm super excited. I've got a mastermind meetup with Sarah Williams. I'm traveling with the Cotton Chaos girls and Stacy Collins from Wilshire Collections. And we're all going to Cancun, Mexico to an all-inclusive resort next week. And yes, we are doing work while we're there, but of course we're going to enjoy the beach. I think our meeting days last till like 1 or 1:30 each day. And so we'll have the afternoon and evening to enjoy the resort. So I'm really excited about that. So I will not be here for a Facebook Live on Tuesday or Friday Fab 5. I may schedule like an older tutorial or something to replay on Tuesday so that y'all still have something fun to watch. I'll find something that maybe y'all haven't seen before from the past, and I will have it premiere on Tuesday for y'all. But I will be out of town, so I'm going to go enjoy the beach. And then I'll be back with you live on June 17th to paint that bonus design in the Template Club. Christy's going too. Yes. And Cindy Manley. It's going to be a party at the beach. All right, y'all. Have a great afternoon, a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.